How did one teacher ruin my brother's future? Mr. Blackwood wasn't just a teacher, he was the teacher. Harvard grad, published author, head of the English department for 2 decades. Everyone at our school treated him like he personally invented literature. My brother Matt, he was the opposite kind of genius. Math wizard, computer builder, STEM prodigy. MIT was his dream, and he was on track to get there. Perfect GPA, national merit finalist, glowing recs, until senior year. That's when he got Blackwood for AP English. Now, writing was never Matt's strength, but he wasn't bad, just needed help now and then. He worked hard, stayed after class, rewrote essays, asked for feedback, but Blackwood hated that. Thought Matt didn't belong, said it, loud. Some students don't belong in advanced classes. Made sure everyone heard. That whole standards exist for a reason BS. Matt didn't give up. He worked even harder. Pulled all-nighters writing essays, hired a tutor out of his own pocket, took it seriously. The final paper? 40% of his grade. He put weeks into it. Triple-checked it, revised it, had it reviewed. Still got an F. Suspected plagiarism. Blackwood scrawled across the top. No way a student of your caliber produced this quality of work independently. That F nuked Matt's GPA just enough to fall below MIT's threshold. Early acceptance revoked. Scholarship gone. We appealed to the principal. She backed Blackwood. Said his 20 years of experience meant his judgment had to be respected. Matt spiraled. He got depressed, stopped eating, barely slept. Ended up enrolling in a local community college instead of MIT. The day I helped him move into a crappy off-campus apartment, something snapped inside me. I decided Blackwood was going to feel everything Matt did. And worse. First thing I did, learned everything about the man, followed his schedule, watched how he taught, figured out his soft spots. The biggest? He lived for student evaluations. The district had a new anonymous system, and he checked it religiously, obsessed over maintaining his perfect record. So I made 47 fake student emails. Each one submitted a unique, believable complaint. Creepy stuff. Nothing illegal, just off. Mr. Blackwood stares too long during presentations, stands too close and breathes weirdly, keeps touching his tie when he looks at me. It was all vague enough to be impossible to disprove, but unsettling enough to raise eyebrows. The principal called him in, told him she was monitoring concerning patterns. He denied it, of course, but the seed was planted. Parents started asking to observe his class. Other teachers started watching him sideways. Phase 2, disrupt his castle, the classroom. I got a few students who hated him too, coordinated small interruptions, nothing blatant. One dropped a pencil as soon as he began speaking. Another coughed every 3 minutes. A third always asked to use the bathroom at the exact same point in the lesson, right when he hit his stride. Every day, like clockwork. We were in his head. He started flinching at small sounds, hesitated before calling on students, got visibly nervous when certain kids raised their hands. The man who prided himself on control was cracking. Phase 3 was psychological warfare. I found his address, bought tiny electronic sound emitters that gave off a high-pitched tone for 3 seconds every 2 to 8 minutes. Too quiet to pinpoint, just enough to mess with you. I hid one under his mailbox, another in a bush outside his bedroom window. After a few weeks, he looked wrecked. Eye bags, jumpy, unshaven. He started asking coworkers if they heard noises. They didn't. Of course they didn't. Then came the final act, phase 4. I told students to pretend they heard something too. Random points in class, one would glance around and whisper, "Did you hear that?" Blackwood would freeze, ask what they meant. They'd act confused. You didn't hear it? Like he was losing it, day after day. He started losing track of lectures, forgot assignments, told the principal he thought something was wrong with the HVAC. She didn't look convinced. 2 weeks later, Blackwood took a leave of absence. That turned into a month. Then the school announced a medical sabbatical for the remainder of the year. He never came back. Matt doesn't know any of this. He's doing better now. Transferred to a real university on a STEM scholarship. Still bitter, but getting back on track. As for me, I slept great every night that semester.